A lot of us here in Wisconsin are starting to realize that we made a mistake voting for him.
No more Hispanic workers on his job site, so they called him in.
And there's reports now that some farmers have 100% of their workers not showing up, and they're being forced to shut down. In South Texas, they grow grapefruit, they grow oranges, lots of different citrus varieties, leafy greens, onions, potatoes, peppers. So not only are the prices of what we can get going to go up at the grocery store, but also there's going to be massive food waste if there's nobody picking these crops when they're ready to be picked. I hope MAGA likes a diet of strictly processed foods.
Not y'all melting. You all are like disintegrating into the rooftops and cement. Like, you voted for Trump so that he could take immigrants out to get jobs back that you never had. And you're dissolving outside in this heat. Y'all should have went for corporate jobs. Go take them out. Go take them out, because you all gonna go extinct at this rate.
You know, we can't have deportations here because it would disrupt our food supply for the country. We really don't think that anybody wants that.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Now, MAGA farmers, they are really crying regret their vote for mass deportation. Majority of MAGA farmers, they are really going bankrupt simply because they went ahead and voted for mass deportation. They knew that this mass deportation will affect them, but they didn't care. All they care it is to vote against their own interest. I have some of the videos from MAGA people. They are coming out and really crying. Nobody is coming to work in their farm. ICE, it is deporting all illegal immigrants, and also we know how ICE, they are cracking those illegal immigrant people, and we can see the illegal immigrant people, that are the ones who are helping them in their farm. Right now, also the immigrant, they have refused just to come to their farm simply because the ICE, it is always raiding in their farm. So kindly guys, I have some compilation of video I want you to watch. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. Watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
Donald Trump, don't backpedal now. Now you're saying or acting like you're regretting or that it was a mistake that you did this mass deportation, although you set it in place. And this was planned and thought out way before your presidency when y'all were concocting up this Project 2025. You had plenty of time to think about the consequences this was going to have, and you still proceeded with it. So now you're just realizing that all immigrants aren't criminals. Now you want to realize that they are actually hardworking people that have been working on these farms for over 20 years and just want to make an honest living for their family. Now you want to realize that now you have shipped all these hardworking immigrants off to their native land, that us Americans are not going to want to work in these fields for the prices that they are paying these immigrants. Now you're seeing that the farmers are suffering because of your dumb ass decisions. And it's sad because your blatant racism wouldn't allow you to actually delve into how agriculture works and how important the immigrants are when it comes to farming. And now you want to sit on a podium saying something needs to be done and that we have to use our common sense. Don't get French with us now. We ain't got to do nothing because I did not vote for you. I did not do this. So you need to fix this since they, the MAGA people, voted for you.
Y'all better check on your husbands if they come back from the job site looking like this. There were no more Hispanic workers on his job site, so they called him in, and now he looking like he's allergic to the sun. He is so stunned, both him and his wife are speechless. Y'all, that sun is not playing out there. Look at this guy over here. You think the sun is playing out in Mexico as well? Look at this. He created a whole shade hat with cardboard because his little bucket hat was not doing the job. And that's not all, y'all. The sun has been so bad, this company had to hire extra men to hold up this tarp on this roof so they can nail in the shingles in peace. The sun is out here playing no games. It is putting out God level radiation, man. Look at this. This man got a whole snowsuit on, y'all. Look at this. What? How do you guys feel about snow gear in 100-degree weather? Would you do it? Could you?
So you wanted proof that the immigration policy would be affecting everyone? Look at your grocery bill next month and the next coming months. ICE ramped up raids in places like Ventura County and parts of the Central Valley fields in California. They went through fields, they went through houses, you name it, grabbing people up. Now, farmers are seeing up to 70% of their workers not showing up to work, left by fear of being arrested. And that means fruits, vegetables are going unharvested, which means they're going to go bad in the fields. A 1/6 generation farmer put it like this: if 70% of your labor force vanishes, so does your crop. And most local workers don't want to pick these plants. And it's a real worry. Cropland is worth nearly $60 billion, and that could be at risk of going into bankruptcy, being sold off to the next bidder, and that bidder may not be an American company. That could be a problem. Workers themselves are scared. One said, if I show up to work, I don't know if I'll ever come home to see my family again. The bottom line is, this isn't just hurting farms. It could raise food prices and disrupt supply chains nationwide.
You see all these farmers on TikTok complaining now about Trump, who voted for Trump? It's funny how people don't care about something until it directly affects them. Countless farmers are on the verge of losing their farms. One guy has a wheat farm. He's already lost $400,000 since Trump's been in office. Another guy has a sweet potato farm, 200 acres. He's already lost $500,000. Farmers in our country are losing their government contracts. The government is reneging on the contracts they already have with these farmers, and these farmers depend on these contracts. The agricultural sector relies on billions of dollars of government assistance for loans, grants, disaster relief, and conservation practices. These programs have been around since FDR. Now, a federal judge already blocked the funding freeze that Trump instilled because it's against the law. But farmers around the country, they're telling us, it's all over social media. They're receiving letters saying the government is just not going to be able to fulfill their contracts. These people are losing everything. They're having to sell their cattle to survive and pay bills. This is only the beginning. We're not even a month in.
So a majority of farmers in Iowa voted for Trump, even though last time around his trade war started other countries growing grain, like Argentina and Brazil, Japan. Many of them are growing their grain and doing trade with other countries, as well as growing their own cattle, pigs and cows, right? So last time, those trade wars cost us, taxpayers, billions of dollars in subsidies to the farmers because they were losing money. So it's happening again. Shocking. And some of those farmers are starting to speak up. I just saw in the Des Moines Register today, it cost us, what, $48 billion in costs to our farmers. The thing about that is, all it does is put the small farmers out of business. And then J.D. Vance, who has Ag Trader or whatever it's called, I don't know what it's called. But anyway, they are buying up distressed farms and then selling them to big corporations. Where I live, I have an acreage, which means I have a home and some land that isn't farmable. The back 10, I guess, is I have hay and some one farmer is growing some crops back there, but we don't farm. All around us is corporate owned land. Like the property still maybe in the name of the original owner, but corporate ag rents or uses this land to grow crops, or they buy it up and grow crops. And the people that do that don't even live here in Iowa. I know many people don't understand that. They fly over in your airplane, you look down at the little squares, circles, whatever, and think, oh, look at that beautiful farmland owned by Americans. Some of this land's owned by China. right? So we have to think about these things. I hope the farmers continue to speak up. I don't know that they will, but the American people should know that this land all around us is being bought up by corporations that don't even farm the land. They pay people to come here and farm it, which, okay, maybe creating jobs, I don't know. I think many of the farmers that I know love what they do. There just isn't another whole generation of people that want to farm. They have to do something else for a living because farming is very, very, very tricky and risky. So you have to love to do it, right? Some of the people have it in their blood. But let's think about these things. I know we're getting over almost to 4 minutes here and people don't want to listen to it all. But the reality is most of that farmland you're flying over isn't owned by little farmers. It's owned by big ag. Big corporations that pay other people to farm it and reap the benefits and also get that subsidy money. Small farmers are getting checks for $800 when they put $1 million into their property or whatever. So these big ag companies are getting millions, hundreds of millions of dollars for farming because that's why they do it. They get the money from that grain. There's really no risk for them because they're gonna get subsidies to back it up. So it doesn't matter if it floods or it doesn't rain or hail comes in because you know what? They're insured. That program was put in place for our family farmers, not for big ag. They're taking the risk away from them. So think about it.
When it comes to the white farmers who are losing all of their workers and are about to lose their farms, I say that's the way it was always meant to be. You were never meant to employ all of these people for little to nothing / nothing when it comes to your ancestors and be able to make a profit off of it. It was never meant to be the cool, rad thing that your family does for generations to make money. It was never honest work. It was never honorable. It was always tainted. It always involved holding people against their will to squeeze every single dime you could out of them, whether by force or by threat. It was always about that. And it was never right for this country to make that their foundation and their road to wealth. And so now that it's crumbling, we are returning to the original form of what things should have been. So there you go. I get that they work hard and some of these farms have been passed down from generation to generation. Well, for generation after generation, we've had all of the stuff that you have piled onto us passed down each and every time. I don't want anyone to suffer out here. I don't want anyone to be on the streets or lose their possessions or anything. And I don't want anyone to be exploited for their work either. I don't want anyone building off of the backs of people they deem less than human. So if you're already doing that and you lose the things that you've gained, if you're finally reaping what you sowed, so be it.
Next up on the FAFO tour, Texas farmers. One day, these farms in Texas had hundreds of workers tending the fields and the livestock. And the very next day, all of those workers are gone. That's what has happened in Texas. And entire fields of crops are being left to rot because there's no one to pick them. Livestock, like dairy cows, that have to be milked twice a day when they're lactating, there's no one to tend to them. These farms are going to go under. And it's not going to just affect Texas farmers. This is going to affect the breadbasket of the nation very soon. Most of these farmers voted for the felon-in-chief. And now they are reaping what they have sown, quite literally. Is America great yet? And all of these red-faced conservative MAGA folk who have complained for years about these illegal immigrants are taking our jobs. It's funny, they're not lining up to go work out in these fields for that low pay out in the hot sun. And what's unspoken is many of these farmers and many of these racists thought that we black Americans were going to rush out there because they have come to believe their own racist stereotypes and lies about black people. And they did. They thought we were going to line up to go work in those fields. Ha ha, tricks are for kids. Our ancestors already been there and done that, and they were not paid at all. They were forced to work in fields, whipped and tortured. This is a new day. And so I suggest everyone who has ever complained about illegal immigrants taking our jobs, you get you some 100 SPF sunscreen and get your ass out there in the fields if you want produce, period, in your grocery stores. And think about this. This is going to have a ripple effect. Think about all the businesses that are vendors and customers of these farms. There's no one to buy fertilizer, farm implements, pesticides. Many restaurants that are farm to table, where are they going to get their meat and their produce? Racism is expensive, and it is going to be the ruin of this nation. It's already playing out. So again, I ask, MAGA, are we great again yet? And when are y'all gonna go out to Texas and all these other areas that need work and start working the fields, since you're a patriotic American? I'm waiting to see when that's going to happen, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Trump may have really miscalculated with these Epstein list debacle. This could be really bad. I am shocked but excited to see how much MAGA is fracturing over this. They are really, really angry. It's surprising to me because to those of us who have known and understood this whole time what kind of person Trump is, it's just shocking to see how far the wool is down over their eyes. Like, they really thought that this billionaire was going to drain the swamp. They really thought that this guy who brags about grabbing women by the pussy, who said a bunch of weird, gross stuff about his underage daughter, who bragged about walking in on teenage beauty pageant contestants while they're getting dressed, who had, Katie Johnson, who was 13, testified about what happened to her with Trump and Epstein when she was 13 years old. They really thought that that guy was going to be the one to release the Epstein list. They honestly believed that, and now they're really angry that that's not going to happen. I am all for it. I support you guys. This is like maybe the one thing out of a gazillion that we can agree on. But yeah, hold them accountable. Demand that he release the list. You're never going to get the real list. You're never going to get the real one because Trump is on it. Okay? But it's just shocking to see how angry they are, because what they've been doing for 10 years is just apologizing for everything he does, pretending that he didn't say stuff that he said, and just making endless excuses. Could this be the first agenda item that they don't allow him to make excuses for? Could they really hold him accountable for this? I would love to see it. Good luck.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how MAGA farmers, they are really crying simply because they voted for mass deportation. Majority of MAGA farmers, they didn't know that Donald Trump policy, it will affect them. They knew that Donald Trump policy, it is only going to affect immigrant people, black people, the Latinos, simply because Donald Trump, he told them that the people who are taking their jobs, it is these migrant people, the Latinos, black people, the illegal immigrant people, that the ones who are taking their jobs. So for them to be out of their country, Donald Trump, the MAGA people, they went ahead and voted for Donald Trump so that these people can be deported and can go out of their country. So right now they have started to see the effect of they have started to see the effect for what they did, because these people, they went ahead and voted for Donald Trump, knowing that Donald Trump, he will deport all illegal immigrant people, and they forgot that illegal immigrant people, they are the one who are helping them in their farms. Yeah, they forgot that the people who are really helping them in their farms, they are illegally in United States, and also majority of them, they are migrant people. So right now, these are some of the illegal immigrant people who are helping them in their farms. They have been deported, and also those immigrant people, they have refused to go and work in their farm simply because of how ice it is it is operating. We have seen how ICE it is raiding in these farms, detaining these people and deporting them back to their country. So right now, the migrant people also, they have refused to go and help them in their farms. And these people, they were taking advantage of the migrant people simply because they were paying them low wages. They were using them so that these people can help them to work in their farms. But right now, they are finding it difficult to operate in their farms, because we have been seeing some of the crops, they are rotten in the farms because there's nobody who are coming to pick it. We have been seeing how these people, they are going bankrupt because they are not benefiting right now from their farms. They are not harvesting. There's nobody who is willing to come and help them in their farms. You know, these people, they went ahead and vote for Donald Trump, knowing that after these migrant people being taken away, the people who will come and help them in their farms, they are the black people. But the black people, they denied, they don't want to go and help them in their farm, simply because black people, they really want them to learn their lesson. Yeah, they really want them to learn their lesson, because I remember black people were the ones, they want them not to vote in for Donald Trump, but these people, they went ahead and vote against their own interests. They knew that all this policy, with all this Donald Trump policy, it will only affect it will only affect black people, the Latinos, and these other races, but Donald Trump policy, it will not affect them. So right now, they have started seeing how Donald Trump policy, it is also affect them, and they are really regretting voting in for Donald Trump. But for me, I keep on telling you that it is the lesson right now they are learning, simply because when the black people, they were warning them, they saw that black people, they want to elect their fellow black people. No, black people knew what it is coming, and also this guy knew, they knew Donald Trump, according to the first how Donald Trump he came in power, his first term. But right now, we can see they went ahead and brought back Donald Trump in office, and they knew what it is coming, and these people, they didn't care, they didn't want to listen. They only know that Donald Trump is going to make America great again. Donald Trump is going to make the life of Americans to become more easy and to give more opportunity to the Americans people. So right now, they have started to feel exactly the Donald Trump policy, and they are really crying and they are really regretting. We have been seeing most of the people also in the United States, they are losing their jobs simply because these people, they have seen that there is a high cost of living. We have been seeing also majority of the white people also, they have coming out crying simply because they cannot even afford basic necessities. We have been seeing how the Nebraska, it is not only the MAGA, it is not only Texas farmers or these other farmers, they are crying. Also, we have seen the Nebraska farmers also, they are really crying simply because majority of them, they are going bankrupt. They cannot go and pick the crops and go to sell it, because we have seen also Donald Trump, he has ruined the market. You can see the trade war that he was that it was going on between United States and China. So this is tell you that right now, these people, they are really regretting to vote in for Donald Trump, and that's why they are not happy with this administration. Overnight, we have been seeing a majority of workers, they are vanishing overnight. You can imagine, overnight, almost 70% of workforce, they are vanishing. It is not their own will, these workers to vanish. It is because of how also ICE it is operating. ICE right now, they are they don't care wherever you are. They will come even if you are in the hospital, you are about to get medical, the ICE will come out and ask you for your security number, for your details, so that they can see if you are illegal, if you are illegally in America. If you are not illegally in America, they will just deport you right away. So this tell you that how ICE also it is operating, it is also scaring immigrant people also not to go to work in this in the white farmers. So for me, I can tell you that this is now a lesson. And also, guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me, what do you think about right now MAGA farmer coming out and regret their vote? Do you think right now they've started to feel the pain how it's supposed to be? Because black people want them, but they didn't listen. So this pain that they are feeling right now, black people that have been feeling this pain, but for them, you can see it is very hard for them to take this pain that they are feeling right now, because these are the same pain the black people they have been feeling in America, and the black people want them, but they didn't listen. They only care about their own interest, and that's why they voted against their own interest. So right now they cannot take it anymore, to a point whereby majority of them, they are going bankrupt. We have seen nobody is coming to help them in their farms. They thought that the black people will be the ones who will come and help them, but the black people, they have refused. So they are now blaming this administration. They are regretting to vote for this administration. So kindly guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share, and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.